Hi everyone, welcome back to Small Bites. I'm Monique Champagne, LPC Associate, here with The Gracious Mind. We're excited to have you back. Our goal here with Small Bites is to provide you little tips and tricks on mental health techniques that you can use in your own life. Healing does not only happen in the therapy room, although we do provide therapy services, but we're hoping that these Small Bites events really do just provide you with some insight and some tools to take into your own life. Be sure to also join us on our Instagram Live every Wednesday at noon Central Standard Time. We'll be talking through each of our Small Bites videos. They are always released on Tuesday on YouTube, and then Instagram Live will be talking about Small Bites topics with you all in person. So we look forward to seeing you there. And also feel free to let us know if there are any topics that you're particularly interested in, and we'd be happy to give a Small Bites topic on that. So today we'll be talking about journaling your way to self-love. I think that self-love is a really important thing, especially in the world today where capitalism thrives on us purchasing things to help us feel better, but you have all of the tools you need, and by the end of this video, you'll have even more. And today we'll be talking about journaling in particular. I do a lot of journaling, and once I started journaling, I really found a lot of benefit from the self-reflection. I also work on journaling with clients. And we'll talk today a lot about why journaling is really good for our brains. We'll talk about the stages of change and how you can journal through each one of the stages. And then at the end, I'll give you some tips and tricks on how to do journaling in your own life. There are lots of good things that journaling can do for our bodies and our brains. It can help us sleep better, can boost our immune system, can increase feelings of positive expressions, positive feelings. It can help us manage our symptoms of anxiety or depression. There's lots of good research out there. So if you're interested in that, I do encourage you to look that up. But for now, I'm going to have you take my word for it. Journaling is a great tool to take into your therapy sessions if you go to a counselor. It can help you track your treatment progress throughout your counseling sessions. So basically anything that you can think of for journaling that you want to track, that you want to notice, that you want to kind of increase your awareness in, journaling can certainly help. So think of your journal as a container for all your thoughts and feelings that you may not quite be aware of. And so like meditation, journaling is a way to just connect with yourself, to get to know yourself better. When you think of journaling, you may be thinking about being a teenager or a kid and keeping your deepest, darkest thoughts in a diary or a journal that you hide under your bed so no one else can see. And it doesn't kind of have to be that intense. It can really be whatever you make of it. The important part about journaling in this way is to just be intentional. So you want to first consider what would be your goal in creating this journal. You may want to just increase awareness of feelings or thoughts that are coming up for you, or you may want to actually create change or track behaviors. So being aware of the 5 stages of change could be helpful in working through your journal activity. So as you're working through increasing your awareness or being mindful of your behaviors, it's helpful to think of the 5 stages of change. So the first stage is pre-contemplation, where you're not even really aware of the thing that you want to change. The second stage is contemplation. You're just kind of thinking, okay, maybe this is a thing that I want to change. Maybe I want to include more positive affirmations or more self-love to myself in my world. So that would kind of be the contemplation stage. You're really just thinking about what kind of change you want to make. And then the third stage is preparation. So this is things like finding a journal, getting a journal, maybe a cool pen that you like, some stickers, some paper, and then gathering some prompts. So watching this video and then checking us out on our Small Bites Live, the Instagram Live, may help give you some tools to help prepare to make the change. The fourth step is to actually do the thing. So if your goal, the thing that you want to change is doing more journaling, then journaling and writing things out is going to be part of that change. And as you're noticing, there's one stage left, and that's maintenance. And so just doing a thing sometimes isn't quite enough to really instill that new behavior or that boundary. And so you want to go back through and make sure that this thing is being successful, and the way that you're doing this thing, this journaling, is actually getting you what you want. So now, how to journal? It really doesn't matter how you start. Sometimes I keep a stack of note cards in my car or in the kitchen, and I've always got pens everywhere just to have a place to put down your ideas, even if your journal isn't handy. And remember, this certainly doesn't have to be perfect. It's just whatever works for you. So go back to what we talked about. What is your goal with this journal? So if you're looking at increasing your self-love, you want to identify that somewhere in your mind, in your journal, again, being intentional about that. So one way you might do that is to identify some of your strengths, some of your goals in life. You may want to identify negative patterns of thoughts, of behaviors that you're kind of wanting to track and to change. Some people might feel really nervous putting things in a journal that someone else can see. There is an option to just tear out the pages. There is something very cathartic about writing all of your thoughts, your inner thoughts, and then being able to just destroy the piece of paper. So whether that's tearing it up, setting it on fire, or just throwing it away, I want you to be really mindful of your inner critic. There's going to definitely be a voice in there that's saying you're not doing good enough. How can you even fill a page? Nothing that you have to say is new. And just be mindful of that voice. In fact, write it down and track it. And then on top of that, for extra credit, you can go back through and write down positive thoughts that kind of squish that inner critic. Remember, this is an activity to help you be in touch with your mind, get in touch with yourself, and recognizing that critic is going to be an important part of this process. It may be kind of intimidating to be staring at a blank page and not quite know where to start. And so I encourage you to start in the middle, start in the back even. Start with an old receipt that kind of brings some memory up for you. Start with a random torn off piece of paper from something decorative, from wrapping paper, from ribbon, just anything that kind of comes to you that you have nearby just to start somewhere. So throw those random scraps of paper, those receipts into your book, and then just start writing. Be sure that you're not too worried about grammar or spelling. That's totally not the point of this. What we know about the importance and the benefits of writing is that when we type on a computer, if you're a fast typer, that you can kind of keep up with your thoughts when you're typing. But with writing, you really have to be more intentional, and our hands usually can't keep up with our brains. And so that's part of the process. If starting a journal is interesting to you, but you're not quite sure where to start, or you need some more ideas, there's lots of really good art journaling prompts online, on Instagram if you want to just Google some stuff, but also join us on Small Bites Live tomorrow, where I'll be showing you some examples and giving you some specific prompts that you can start today. Now that you know more about journaling, why it's good for our bodies and for our brains, you know about the 5 stages of change and how you can use journaling in each of those stages. And then you've got a few tips and tricks, although you're going to come check us out tomorrow on Instagram Live for even more. If you're interested in sharing this video with someone that you love, we encourage you to do so. Following us on all our social medias is one of the best ways to support us. And on that note, we have new anxiety stickers, Anxiety Crusher, Anxiety Warrior. They are on our website. All of the purchases that you make on our website go towards helping someone in need to get low-cost counseling. And they look really cool on journals too. And if you find that you're needing some more support in working through the things that are coming up in your journal, feel free to reach out to us. We are here for you. We do provide low-cost therapy and assessment services. And thanks for tuning in to our Small Bites today. We'll see you tomorrow.